This is the story of an innocent girl whose happy, playful life became a victim of an accident that shook everyone's heart. This is an incident that not only put a mother's world in darkness but also created fear in the entire area. After this incident, whoever came to know about it was afraid to send their children to school. It was such a painful incident that even sons were afraid to send their sons to school. Let's listen to the mother of this girl and how this incident happened. I had seen a lot of dreams. I had a lot of expectations for her future. There was a big and famous school in our area, where admission was no less than a dream. I wanted my daughter to get the best education and one day becomes a doctor. As soon as she turned 4 years old, I immediately admitted her to the school. She happily went to school and day by day she was becoming more intelligent. This school was apparently magnificent, but there was one part of it that was always deserted. On the other side there was a vast ground which had some old and desolate washrooms. I always encouraged Salma to avoid going to this part of the school. But she always said, "Mom, I don't go there." "You don't worry." Time passed and Salma was now 10 years old. She was more beautiful and intelligent than before. She had made many friends at school and she was always the first in her studies. I was proud of my daughter, but I didn't know that one day the worst day of my life would come. She was getting ready to go to school as usual. I loved her. I gave her some money for her favorite things and said, "Son, come straight back from school. Don't take too long." She smiled and said, "Mom, why do you always say that? I always come on time." But maybe fate had written something else today. As the day went by, my heart was getting anxious. I took care of myself and got busy with household chores. Time was passing by, and my eyes were looking at the clock again and again. Salma used to come home at 1 p.m. every day, but today she had not come home yet. My heart was getting restless. I called the school immediately and when I asked the teacher where Salma was, the answer she gave me shook me. "Sister, all the kids have gone home. Salma had also left a long time ago." I couldn't breathe. I called my husband out of fear and said in tears, "Salma has not come home yet. Where has she gone?" My husband said, "I am reaching the school. You also come immediately." I ran towards the school like crazy. My heart was beating fast. I was losing my mind and the same question was coming to my mind again and again. Where is my daughter? When we reached the school we searched everywhere. Classrooms, ground, even outside the school gate. But Salma was nowhere to be found. Then suddenly a teacher said, "This was the last time I saw her going to the back of the school." My heart was shaking. Salma had said that she would never go there. Then why did she go there today? I, my husband, and the school staff immediately ran towards the back of the school. When we reached there the scene blew my mind. There, in a deserted room, Salma was lying unconscious on the floor. We quickly picked up Salma and immediately took her to the hospital. When we reached there the doctors examined her. After a while she regained consciousness. We asked her, "Son, what happened? Why did you suddenly become unconscious?" But Salma became completely silent as if she did not want to say anything. I asked her again and again, explained to her, but she would only give one answer. "Mother, I felt dizzy and I became unconscious." Hearing this from my daughter made me even more worried. I thought maybe she became unconscious due to weakness. After that day, I started taking a lot of care of Salma and gave her a week's leave from school so that she could rest. But when it was time for her to go to school after a week, I saw a strange fear on her face. She looked very scared, as if as soon as she heard the name of the school, a strange fear took over her heart. Although she used to go to school happily before, today her face was pale. I asked her, "Son, what is the matter? Don't you want to go to school?" She looked down and said, "Mother, I want to go to school but I can't study anymore." I gently explained to her, "Son, if you don't go to school, how will you become a doctor? This was your dream, right?" She bowed her head and said, "Yes, mother, I will go." But after that day my daughter changed completely. Earlier she used to be happy after coming back from school. She used to share her thoughts with me. She used to play with me. But now she was lost. As soon as she came back from school she would go to her room, or she would sit down with her books, or she would try to sleep. Often she would be lost in deep thought, as if she was thinking something but could not say it to anyone. Seeing all this, my anxiety was increasing. I could not understand what had happened in school that day that made Salma so scared. The next day I went to school and spoke to the teacher. I asked, "How does Salma stay in the class now? And what happened that day?" The teacher said, "Everything was normal that day. We were teaching the children in the class. There was some time off. Then Salma said that she wanted to go out. We allowed her. After that, we found out that she had fainted. It was very hot. Maybe it was because of weakness. After hearing this, I remained silent for a while. Then I asked, but has Salma's behavior changed? Does she study carefully like before? The teacher looked at me and spoke slowly. I have also felt this. Salma used to be very intelligent. She was always the first in the class. But now she listens like a blind person. She cannot answer questions. And she does not remember anything. She has changed a lot. Hearing this, my worries increased. Now I was sure that something had happened that day that had changed my daughter completely. Time was passing by. But Salma's condition was getting worse day by day. She often looked for excuses not to go to school. But I kept forcing her to go to school. At first, she loved to read the Quran. But now she spent time in silence. The teacher also told me, Salma is a very intelligent girl. She also remembers the Quran very well. But she had completely changed in school. Hearing all this, I became even more worried. I talked to my husband about this. But he said, maybe the pressure of studying is too much. Her class is also getting difficult. I became silent. But I knew that it was not just about studying. It was something else, something very scary. One day, Salma's stomach started to hurt. I immediately took her to the doctor. After the checkup, the doctor called me to a separate room. And after hearing what she said, I lost my senses. The doctor said, your daughter is suffering from severe mental pressure. She has a lot of worries and fears. There is something that has broken her from within. I was shocked to hear this. I said, but doctor, there is nothing like that in our family. We all love her very much. We fulfill all her wishes. She is our only child. Then why is she so worried? The doctor said seriously, this worry can be related to school. Salma is in a very big shock. You will have to talk to her openly. Otherwise, this pressure can have a very bad effect on her life. Hearing this, I got upset. I came home with Salma. But now my heart was even more restless. I tried to ask her many times. But she would always say, Mom, nothing happened. I just felt dizzy. But I knew that the reality was much scarier than this. Days were passing by quickly. But my heart was not at peace for a moment. The change in Salma's attitude was making me restless every moment. I was always thinking about what happened in school that day. I was not able to figure out how to find out. Is there any way I can find out what happened in school that day? This question was coming to my mind again and again. My whole body started shaking. Had someone deleted the footage of that day on purpose? What had happened that day that someone tried to delete the footage? I was very worried and came home. When my husband came home from work at night, I told him everything. He was shocked to hear this. This seems strange. I will go to school and get information tomorrow. He was satisfied. But I knew that the matter was serious. The next day, my husband went to school and talked to the school administration. But he did not get any answer from there either. He was told that there was a technical issue with the system. That is why the footage had been deleted. I was not ready to believe that this was just a coincidence. I gave Salma a week's leave from school and told her, Son, you are not feeling well. Stay at home for a few days. This was the peace on Salma's face for a week, which I had not seen for months. She seemed happy as if she had been freed from some fear. But as soon as a week was completed and the time for school came, she again had the same old anxiety on her face. I encouraged her, Son, after today you will have holidays. You will not have to go to school for 3 months. She quietly shook her head and went to school. But how did I know that this would be the last day of school for her? As time passed, my anxiety grew. Why was my heart trembling? Why did it feel like something bad was going to happen? My mother-in-law consoled me. Son, you are getting worried for no reason. Salma will be back soon. It is only 10 o'clock now, and her leave is at 12:30. I became silent, but a strange fear had settled in my heart. It was 12:30, but Salma did not come home. My anxiety grew. I said to my mother-in-law, Mom, Salma has not come home yet. Did something happen to her? My mother-in-law consoled me. Son, she will be on her way. It will take 5 to 10 minutes. Do not worry. I waited for 10 minutes. Then I called my husband and said, Salma has not come home yet. I'm very worried. Please come home soon. My husband came home and we both ran toward the school. As soon as we reached the school, we started looking for Salma everywhere. Where is Salma? We asked every teacher and student. The teacher said, she was here. She was present in the class during the last period. The student said, 10 minutes before her leave, Salma picked up her bag and left the class. But we did not see her during her leave. As soon as I heard this, my hands and feet shivered. We searched the entire school, but Salma was nowhere to be seen. The administration checked the CCTV footage, but surprisingly, Salma was not seen leaving the school that day. How is this possible? If Salma did not leave the school, then where did she go? Thinking this, I was running everywhere like crazy. I was asking everyone, but there was no answer. Where did my daughter go? Did someone hide her? Did someone take her by force? We searched everywhere. We filed a police report. We published an ad in the newspaper. But we did not find any trace of Salma. Days, weeks, months passed by, but we did not find my daughter. I was sick day and night. I kept thinking about her all the time. Where did my daughter go? She did not leave the school. Still, she was nowhere to be seen. This was the question that was killing me inside. Now, 3 months had passed. The summer holidays in the school were over, and there was unrest everywhere. The children were happy to see each other. The teachers were busy chatting as if it was a happy day. The school was being completely cleaned on the principal's instructions. Old classrooms, empty rooms, and all the washrooms were being reopened so that the school could be fully operational again. When a teacher reached near an old and unused building, she saw countless ants running around near the door of an old, closed washroom. She was shocked to see this scene and informed the principal. As soon as the door was opened, a stench arose. The scene that everyone saw was so terrifying that the principal let out a scream. Hearing her screams, the rest of the teachers and the school staff gathered there. Inside, a human corpse lay motionless. Ants and other insects had devoured large portions of the body. The face was so rotten that it was almost impossible to recognize. Some parts of the skull were exposed and the clothes were torn in places. Beside the body lay a school bag, with Salma's name on it. As soon as a teacher saw this, she shivered and whispered, "This is Salma." Shock spread like wildfire. Her parents were immediately informed. When they reached the school and saw the remains of their daughter, their screams echoed through the halls. "No, this can't be my daughter." Salma's mother wailed. She fell to her knees, sobbing uncontrollably. "Oh God, what has happened? Who killed my daughter?" Her pain was unbearable. Hearing her cries, everyone in the school burst into tears. Then, someone noticed something on the walls. Faint, scratched-out words. "Mom, get me out of here. I'm scared. It's very dark here. Mom, Dad, I'm very hungry. Those uncles will come again. Mom, get me out of here." As soon as everyone read these words, the weight of horror crushed them. At that moment, a teacher noticed an old, wrinkled piece of paper lying near the body. It was Salma's last letter. When the police opened it and read it, it contained the truth that was enough to shake everyone. Salma wrote in her letter that the day she fainted, the headmaster of the school called her to his room and tried to force her. I was shivering with fear. My mouth was shut. I couldn't understand what was happening to me. I wanted to run, to escape, but I had no life in my legs. The headmaster threatened me, "If you tell anyone, I'll kill you." She was very scared, so she came home and didn't tell anyone. The day she fainted, she actually went to the washroom and the headmaster tried to force her to go to the old locked washroom. "Mom," I pushed the headmaster and locked the door. But the monster locked the door from the outside. I screamed, but during the break my voice was suppressed. "Mom," I screamed, I cried, I was thirsty, I was hungry, but no one came. Everyone was shocked to read this letter. The police immediately arrested the headmaster. When he was investigated and taken to the police station, he confessed his crime. The court sentenced him to life imprisonment. Salma's mother was still saying, "If I had understood the silence of my daughter, if I had felt her worries, then perhaps my daughter would have been alive today." Saying this, her hiccups stopped. God, don't ignore your daughter's words. If she is hiding something, then ask her again and again. Hold her hand. Stay with her like a shadow. My daughter is gone, but I don't want any other mother to see such a sight. Salma's incident is not just a story but a reality of our society. It is a warning for every parent to learn to understand the silence of their children. May God protect everyone's children. Please express your valuable opinion in the comment box. Please consider this incident as a means of charity and share it with everyone so that ignorant parents can listen and benefit from it.